It's day 43 of our Great Southwest Van Adventure. For the next 3 days, we will be exploring the main portion of Zion National Park. This is a very popular park, offering lots of hiking options. Because it's popular, we're up at 6 a.m. to drive into the park early to hopefully find a parking space in the small RV parking lot next to the visitor center where we parked yesterday. Since parking in Zion is limited, the National Park Service has set up a shuttle system that begins running at 6 a.m. in the summer months. We're going to take the free shuttle from the Zion Canyon's Visitor Center all the way down to the very end of the Zion Canyon Scenic Drive. Past this point, private vehicles are not allowed, so you have to take the shuttle or ride your bike or hike in order to get all the way to the end, which is 7.7 miles. I'll show you here that there are 9 stops of the shuttle, and I think it takes about 45 minutes in order to get to the end by the time that you do all of the stops. We started at the road way down around the corner, but I'm already out of breath. It's been a steep climb. It's about 8 o'clock or so. You'll see here, there are people who are going way up there. So this is the Wiggles. Goes back and forth and back and forth. You'll see we've gone up a lot, but we still got a ways to go. The views along the hike have been amazing. We finally reached the part of Angel's Landing where you have to have a permit in order to go higher. Because it's very steep, and in some areas chains are even required in order to climb the path, the rangers have limited the number of people who can hike this. Obviously, I had no interest, and obviously Chuck really wanted to go, but couldn't get a permit. We decided to continue the climb up to Scouts Landing. Unfortunately, the sky started to turn dark, and it started to rain. The rocks were getting really muddy and slick, so we had to head back down. Next, we took the Grotto Trail, and along the way we saw some mule deer. Did the Grotto hike, which was half a mile to the Zion Lodge, which you'll see here. And we came in to use the Wi-Fi, but it didn't work very well. Here's the lodge. It's really nice. And the gift shop. We bought a couple of things in the gift shop. There's a cafe next door. And I guess we're going back to the van now. After getting an early start today, and after hiking all that distance, we were starving. So we took the shuttle bus back to the visitor center to head to lunch. At the brew pub, the Zion Canyon Brew Pub.
Oh man, that was a lot of nothing.
And you'll see they have a bar, which we can almost never find in Utah because they don't like you to drink. Oh no, our food came. Looks good. Yeah, she said it is a law. Like that you have to have food on your receipt in order to get liquor. Okay. We're off to an early start today. It's 6 a.m. and we're heading back into Zion National Park. Our plan this morning is to do some hikes today before we head to the east side of the park. We're going to take the shuttle this morning all the way to the end and complete the Riverside Walk, which is the site of a very famous hike, the Narrows. We decided not to do the Narrows because the water flow rate was pretty fast and you have to wade through the water, rent hiking boots and a hiking stick in order to get through it, and we don't like cold weather. After Riverside Walk, we're going to take the shuttle back and stop at the Court of the Patriarchs. Then from there, we're going to go back to the Zion Human History Museum. There's a movie here that we wanted to see about the park. From here, we'll head back to the van at the visitor center in order to have lunch. Then we're going to complete the Watchman hike, which is supposed to be a really nice hike with views close to the visitor center within walking distance there. From there, we're going to get in the van after that and drive through the park. We'll take the Zion-Mount Carmel highway, which requires us to go through the tunnel. The tunnel has height restrictions. We fit through it, so we don't need a permit, but if you are over the height restrictions, then you have to get a permit, and the rangers will let you through, and they make the tunnel and shut it down like one way for the permit holders to go through at certain times. Before we leave the park, we're going to complete the Canyon Overlook Trail, and then we're going to head to a boondocking spot out here somewhere so that we can come back tomorrow and do another hike in the park. Ooh, Wednesday morning, and it is cold. It's like, I don't know, 40 something degrees. It feels like 40 something in here. It says it's 60, but it's still way below my threshold. Super windy in here. I don't know how these people are going to possibly get into the water up to their waist. The river's flowing pretty strong. When we first got here it was 70. Yesterday it was 80 after the rains. And then it rained again last night, so I don't know what it is today. The visitor center's not open yet. But we're doing the Riverside Walk, and we're not going in the water. But it's a 40-minute shuttle ride to get here, so we thought maybe the temperature would warm up by the time we got here, did this walk, and then we work our way back, doing the other walks in the museum today. There's the mom. Her little baby. It's pretty. Look how the water's coming out. It's beautiful. You can see the people. This is like super cool. The water sweeping through the rocks and coming in over here. We could see a little fishy, little minnow. Actually, there's a couple of minnows down there in the water. But this is beautiful. It sounds so nice too when she left me. Maybe that's what she meant. That was the Pope. That's the choir and the...
Pope, the altar and the choir?
Yeah. Alright, so we're at Court of the Patriarchs. They've named these rocks here Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and it was named by a minister a long time ago. And so it was a real short 150 feet, a little steep, but we're still freezing and the wind's still blowing hard. But at least the sun's out, it's just not in the canyon here yet. So we're heading to the museum next, and after that we'll go back to the van, have lunch, and then we'll do the Watchman hike afterwards. And hopefully it's warmer. The beehives, oh I see those, yeah. Alright, so the beehives are the little white domes to the right. So we just left the museum, saw the movie, we're at the shuttle stop behind me, and the sun is out and it's like a warm wind now, so it feels so much better. The mountains are beautiful, everything's lit up, and we are headed back to have lunch. We are heading up the Watchman Trail. It is 11:15 and the sun's come out and it's so much warmer. Very nice. Alright, so we reached the top of the Watchman Trail. It's about 10 till 12, so we're going to be done super early. And then I'll take you over here and show you a view. There's the road. I think that's the museum down there. That's beautiful.
One more without the battery.
The parking lot's still full. So we kept going because there was a loop at the end, and we came down to this viewpoint, and it's absolutely stunning. I mean, the camera and the videos just aren't going to do it justice, but I mean, we are totally surrounded, and it's green, and it's warm, and the sun's out. It just feels so good. You can see all the way down into the canyon. See the visitor center. We think this is employee housing down here. or could be rentals. And there's the parking lot for all the RVs. It's super, super small. If you can't park there, you have to park on Lion Boulevard in town and take the shuttle from town in. The visitor center is there. And then beyond that is kind of like the Zion village area that you can walk to from the visitor center. And then the town is over there, farther in, which is where the Lion Boulevard is for the RV parking and oversized parking. If you're in a car, you can park on the streets, but if you're over 8 feet tall like we are, you can't. And Chuck said it was $40 when he looked at the sign. They have like A and B parking. A's like premium, and that was the $40, I think, which was closer in. But yeah, it was a long way. The shuttles have actually been super fast. We did see one this morning that had standing room with people standing up on it. It was super, super crowded. But it's even pretty like over here behind us. I mean, it's just beautiful. So this is the large vehicle, RV, tour bus, trailer, motorcycle parking. Vehicles over 19 feet or 9 feet wide. But a lot of cars are coming in here instead of using the car parking lot. But we did see today that they were giving, I don't know if it was violation like warnings or tickets or what. So they do come around and give tickets, like I was saying. You can see both of these have got the red stickers on there. And we saw a lot more earlier. Right, so at the canyon overlook, the ranger told us this was a short little trail. There's the sign, trailhead. So we made it to the top of the canyon overlook. Some people were sliding because they had on tennis shoes instead of hiking shoes, and the sand over the rock is slippery. But with hiking shoes, we were fine. One area which was a little scary because of the height thing with the drop off. But over here on the left, the tall white mountain is the Bridge Mountain. Straight ahead, that flat red on the top is the West Temple. The white farther over, about 4 or 5 over, with the blood looks like hanging from it, that's the altar of sacrifice. The streaked wall is to the right of that, and then the sentinel is the top flat one next to that to the right. So this is Zion Canyon and Pine Creek Canyon that you can see here. It's amazing at just how beautiful this is, and just to see it in person, because you just can't do it justice on the camera. You can see the trail a little bit over there and here. This was not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's a lot steeper and more rock climbing than I expected, but pretty view. We saw wildlife on the side of the road as we exited the east side of the park and headed to our boondocking spot for the night. We left our boondocking spot outside of Zion National Park and headed to Zion Ponderosa Ranch Resort. Zion Ponderosa Ranch borders Zion National Park. They offer shuttles into the park, in order for you to be able to not have to park at some of the smaller hiking trails there. The shuttle is a small fee, and I would suggest reservations. We're going to be doing the Observation Point East Mesa Trail hike today. All right, so we just got set off by the shuttle from the Zion Ponderosa ranch, and the road's kind of really rutted out, and so she set us out half a mile from where the trailhead begins. So we're gonna be hiking 8 miles instead of 7 miles. But it's not real muddy though, it's just rutted. It looks like.
We can make it.
But yeah, so I think we've been doing pretty good on our steps every day. We've been about 10 miles, adding up at least for the last 2 or 3 days, and we haven't been sore the last couple of days. So I feel like we've improved a lot. We just made it from the parking shuttle drop-off to observation points this way. Here's the parking lot. It's super small, which is why they say to take the shuttle, and also it's rough on the way here, as you can see. Into the trail, and you can see across, and there's people standing over there. That's where Tuck thinks we're going. That's observation point. And we're still going down here, but you'll see the view starting to open up. Pretty. I think this is the longest I've ever hiked without stopping, really. I mean, we stopped to take our sweatshirts off because it's getting warmer, but I didn't stop because I was tired, which is great. People standing there, yeah. Oh wow, this is amazing. Oh wow. Yeah, so I can see people over there. I can see people at Angel's Landing. The views from here were just absolutely stunning. And it was so strange to think about only a few days ago, we were at the point of Angel's Landing where people needed the permits, and we were watching them go up, and it was so scary. And here we are today looking down on Angel's Landing because this is a higher viewpoint, and it was just definitely the best view in the whole entire Zion Park. We were so proud of ourselves for having made the hike, and it was totally worth it. This is the start of the trail. We just made it back, and it really wasn't that bad. We didn't even really stop on the way back. We did stop at the end to eat lunch, and this is now we gotta walk to where we get to the shuttle, which is a little bit of a hike. We were lucky and met a really nice couple in the parking lot who gave us a ride back to the ranch so we didn't have to ride the shuttle, which was good because the skies were really, really dark. And we headed back to our boondocking spot, which was the same place that we were at last night for another night's stay. Thankfully, we made it back before the skies broke loose because it was going to get really, really muddy. For now, we had a really awesome day, and we were looking forward to moving on from Zion National Park, but I gotta say, it's one of our favorite parks, and it's been a really awesome 3-day adventure. In the next video, we finally make it to Best Friends Animal Sanctuary in Utah. We were so excited for this because we wanted to play with the dogs, and we were hoping maybe we would even find a dog to adopt. After Best Friends, we work our way towards the Grand Canyon National Park.